And let's begin with a new run. Let's do a get right run. And let's get it done here, boys. Mid-90s. Well, let's go ahead and let's see what kind of random draw we get. We have Deke, Stick Pickpocket, or Stick Pocket, more like, or Head Smasher. Let's go with Deke. So I'm definitely going to be playing him as my forward. We have Nigel Flincher. So this guy has the spasms, but look at that. 127 shot power is crazy. We got Clarabelle Boogans. So she's got that spinner hat. Makes her fast. Not accurate, but great shot power. I think she's large, too. And then we have Cam Amber, a medium player, but, I mean, pretty good stats all around. I think the best player to take here is probably Clarabelle Boogans. Nigel Flincher looks exactly like Mark Bench. Let's go, Clarabelle Boogans. I don't think I've ever done a run with her, but her stats are compelling. And we have Briefcase. So revert back 1 goal. A random opponent gets minus 20 overall for the game, or 15 checking. And this is minus 20 overall for the game. It seems better than plus 15 checking, but it depends, of course, on the player. I mean, it's 15 checking. Let's get missing toe. I think it's fine. And then we have Maurice Castellet, Mark Bench, and again, Ricky Kirby. So Castellet is a great blue line option. That's why I like him. 71 stock checking, right? Mark Bench with 38 checking. He'll probably round out the blue line. Of course, Ricky Kirby doing Ricky Kirby things. And he'll probably have to do it again in this one. And again, we have Inflated Ego. I mean, that's a great one to start a run with. It is. It's plus 4 overall every time you win a game if you score a goal. Well, I think in this one, we probably want to go in big on Mc-90s. Boogans, I think... So you're a medium character. Okay, I thought you were maybe large for a moment. I think you go with Kirby, Boogans, and Mc-90s. We'll make Mc-90s our center. Kirby does well, but I feel like we maybe rely upon him a little bit too much from that center position. I want to build Mc-90s speed, maybe center the team around him. We have Castellet and Bench as our blue line. 2 capable checkers, which is great. If I can increase the size of my team, I certainly will. All right, Inflated Ego. I mean, really, my offensive force is going to be... It's going to rely on who gets this. It's like Perry Duckman gets minus 20. Poor guy. You think so, huh? Clarabelle Boogans gets wrecked, and Mark Bench comes up with it. Castellet on the backhand. A very weak shot. A malazing shot. He's not known for his offense, but gets it done there. 1 shot, 2 hits, and the legend starts. Now I think you give this to Mc-90s, and you center the team around him. A large player with some capabilities, and Deke. Maybe if we can get breakaway boost, Deke can help out. In versus the Calaveras. Anyone with the propeller helm, don't care how good they are. All right, here we go. Mc-90s wins the draw to Kirby. To Castellet, donning that gold helmet probably for the only time in this run, and Mc-90s throws up a shot from the slots. Boogans with the magnets. I do like having another player with the magnet. Boogans going to throw it to Kirby, of course, with that critical blast. And Stevie Lauder gets poke-checked in the neutral zone. Coming back, we got Mc-90s looking for some space with that deke. And how about that critical shot goes out of the arena? Pretty crazy stuff. Castellet with the shot. I mean, what's Castellet doing taking shots here, boys? Carlos Chicos gets dumped in the neutral zone, and, here we go. Stevie Lauder gets wrecked. Rory McShaggy with the shots. Mark Bench comes up with it. And back the other way. On the rush starts Mc-90s, who actually loses it. That's a really bad spot to lose it there, Mc-90s. Come on now, buddy. Got to do better than that. Be smarter. All right, Kirby. Coming up the wall, and he just gets checked into oblivion. And then it's Mark Bench battling for it. Great stick there by Boogans, and how about that? It goes off of Mc-90s into the back of the net to beat the Butcher. 1-0, bad guys. All right, Kirby. Mc-90s tries to get set up for the one-timer. Chicos gets dumped, and Boogans comes up with it. Here we go, Mc-90s using that deke. You're supposed to unfurl the shot, bro. What are we doing? Ricky Kirby racing for it, and here we go, setting it back up to Boogans. McNinety's in the slot. Throws it over to McNinety's in the slots, and you absolutely bet that's that gold that we need to have inflated ego proc off, right? That's what we need. Up to Kirby. From the slot, McNinety's with another shot. All right, great stick there by Castellet. McNinety's picks up his stick from the slot where he left it. And then Bugans gets dumped. And Carlos Chicos gets his own rebound and then bangs it home on the backhand. McNinety's with the shot from the slot area. Mark Bench throws one on nets, and that's about all she wrote for period number 1. Down by a goal to the Calaveras. Like, what are we doing here? 8 shots. When the Butcher gives up rebounds, that is bad news for us. All right, Ricky Kirby, the hero from the last run, coming in. Nothing. Carlos Chico's coming with some speed. In fact, outspeeds McNinety's. Let's turn on the Jets with that deke. Clarabelle Bugans with a shot, and that one leaks through. The other Butcher gets on the board for the first time in this campaign. You love to see it. Castellet down to Kirby. To McNinety's in the slot. Big shot, but he misses it all. Rory McShaggy gets checked. And Ricky Kirby, yeah, had Bear Grohl draped all over him, and looked like maybe the Butcher was going to go for it. I guess not, and Ricky Kirby brings it back up the ice. Throws it over to Bugans in the slot. And then Bugans gets checked by McShaggy. Or McNinety's, more like. Butcher lets that one through, but somehow comes up with a save. And it's hard to find it when it's rattling around underneath you, I suppose. And Ricky Kirby gets, again, just preemptively decked. It ends up all the way back down the ice to Carlos Chicos. Mark Bench on the doorstep. Castellet coming up with it. McNinety's. Here we go. Throws it to Bear Grohl with a good stick. Intercepted. And McNinety's back the other way. Chapstick with the shot. Ricky Kirby's there to get the rebound. And it's a good thing that he was. The deke. McNinety's with a shot. Not the best scoring angle, but Bugans comes up with it. And McNinety's on the backhand misses it all. Castellet from behind the net. Hits Kirby. And McNinety's found some space. McNinety's again with the shot. And Bench back the other way. Castellet. Castellet with a shot. And the man is like, I'm a goal scorer too. Well, it's a great go-ahead goal. And you love to see that, man. Clarabelle Bugans. How about that? That magnet can be effective if you use it right. McNinety's throws one on nets. Misses it all. And back the other way come the Calaveras. Rory McShaggy unfurls the shots. Bear Grohl. All right, Castellet comes up with it, and that should be all she wrote. Never mind, turns it over. Huge save by the Butcher to prevent this one from OT, and you just can't make it up sometimes. All right, so 3-2 is the final tally. Good showing by the old school squad, but I feel like we've got a lot of growth yet. All right, so puck puncher. When knocked out, will punch the puck toward the opposing goal, but you also get plus 25 shot power. Sonic pass. Passes knock surrounding players. It's level 2. I mean, I've never used it. My assumption is it knocks your own players too, though, which I don't really like that too much. I think you go pass puncher, or puck puncher, excuse me, on Bugans to improve that shot power to 99. See if we can work to get that accuracy up a little bit. McNinety's is starting his snowball with inflated ego. Now we have the Castellet fan club. Increased size. Oh, he's already got Bone Crusher. You want to increase his size so we can check everybody. Absolutely. Got Mark Bench, or we got slo-mo. I mean, if Ricky Kirby could get slo-mo, that wouldn't be bad. But you also have a Mark Bench upgrade. Oh, let's go slo-mo. Ricky Kirby. Yes. Slo-mo level 2 for Ricky Kirby. Absolutely fantastic. Now our forward group all has an ability that can be used. And in versus the top cheese, we have Marty Brodeur and the Penitents waiting for us at the end. Top cheese, Willie Bree, Cam Amber. Let's bring it to him. All right, so their blue liner, Goldie, minus 20. All right, here we go. Castellet is looking big these days. Big shot there by Mick90s. Starts the scoring parade. You love to see it. Bam. That slow-mo is nice, man. I like it quite a bit. Mick90s just living in the Kirby slot, man. We're gonna call that the Kirby slot. Critical blast in slow-mo. It's fun to watch. Of course, the pass didn't quite go to the right person, but Mick90s, doesn't matter, records his hat trick. And this is gonna be gonna make real quick work of them. These guys aren't careful. Banging bodies a little bit, and back the other way comes Cam Ember to Willie Bree with the big blast there. And the rebound, juicy rebound given up. And Goldie, what do you know? The man with the nerf stats, the missing toe. And then Willie Bree is just like, yep, here we go. Mark Scarpone, though, credited with that goal. And we seemingly can't win faceoffs anymore, which is kind of crazy, but here we go. How about that? A thing of beauty in slow-mo. You can capture it. You can capture it all. All right, that one goes to Castellet by way of the magnet. Maurice Castellet looking for another goal. It's going to dump Cam Ember. And the Butcher fights that one off. Back at the other end, and Kirby is trying to get open. Gets banged off the puck. And it's loose. No Way grabs it, and back the other way come the top cheese. All right, good positioning there. Castellet to Boogans. Boogans up to Kirby. How about that? Boogans bangs it home, enabled by the slow-mo. If you got some space, it's so much fun to use. Mick90s gonna throw that one on net. Up to Kirby. How about that? Ricky Kirby. And this one's a blowout. That one's a blowout. 6-2. And you really saw the slow-mo do great things. We have express delivery. After any opponent uses an ability, they are frogged. Golden helmet wearers get plus 10% crit shot odds. Let's go with express delivery. I think the slow-mo is the strat. I think so too. And express delivery will help the pass get to where it's supposed to go faster, which should create more openings for the goaltender. Or for our forward group as it relates to the goaltender. Let's do it. That's a great one. Especially in relic form. All right, Mick90s. Inflated ego, so plus 6. We could reduce size or increase the size. Man, inflated ego plus 6. We can make him XL. Could increase his accuracy by 15. We kind of knew, like, big players are where it's at. You can fight off checks. But we do have inflated ego. It's plus 6. Kind of a tough one. He's going to be a two-way power forward for sure with, you know, how large he is and his good checking. This will help get his speed there. I think you got to take it. And in versus the Penitents, Marty Brodeur. The Fulton brothers, and Mott Fulton, of course, as well. Averill Fulton with minus 20, that's right. Give me that toe, man. All right, Mick90s. Kirby's going to set it up. Let's get Kirby into a position to succeed. Mick90s. How about that? Does unfurl the shot, but of course, you know, Mott Fulton with that wet towel effect. Castellet with the weak backhand shots. And Mott Fulton is just deploying that towel without regard for human life. Stick throw by Ricky Kirby. Well, he gets just nailed by the stick throw in slow-mo. All right, boys, don't give him so much space to be taking those kind of shots. And Ricky Kirby gets it up. Mick90s, how about that? Slams it shut on the slow-mo. You can just watch it develop. You can choose when to shoot. That's what I like about it. All right, Mott Fulton gets dumped behind the net. And here comes the Fulton brothers. All 6 of them, all 5 of them. And the Butcher. That's not a good spot to lose the puck there. Butcher gobbles that one up, though, and back the other way comes Clarabelle Bugans. All right, up to Castellet. The whip is deployed. Down to McNinety's with a big blast. Ricky Kirby getting physical in slow-mo. Registers a couple of hits, but no knockout. Big shot on the backhand there coming through. And here we go. Good job by Mark Bench to retain that puck. Up to Ricky Kirby. The slow-mo. McNinety's with a shot, but it goes right into the guts of Marty Brodeur. Back the other way with numbers come the Fulton brothers. Castellet. Up to McNinety's. Shot into Clarabelle Bugans. All right, slow-mo. Clarabelle Bugans gets the rebound, and it's funny in slow-mo. Castellet banging bodies, and how about that? A shot from the circle gets through several of my players and into the back of the nets. It's a 1-1. That's, of course, the equalizer. Okay, so you pass it back to Castellet. Interesting. All right, good job by Clarabelle using that magnet. Just going to throw it up on net. Rebound. McNinety's and Kirby bashing at it. Nothing. Ma Fulton with a shot. Comes up empty and got Bugans. Ricky Kirby, how about that? Beats the Hall of Famer. You absolutely bet. McNinety's. Got to pass it quick because she, of course, loves that wet towel. Ma Fulton does. Gotta wonder how she raised her boys. How about that? Just walks right up on the backhand. Not a problem at all. No resistance whatsoever. McNinety's with a blast to end period number 1. The penitentiary, things are popping off here today. Let's see, we got 12 shots to 9, 2 hits to 6. Just got to keep playing our game, keep using that slow-mo to find openings. Because once again, I really don't trust my defense. And he just gets back real quick, man. It's almost like he knew that was coming. And how about that? Just throws it right up to the crease. Fights off the check, throws it up to the crease. And then it's just like that's all she wrote. Okay, that wasn't necessarily intended for Clarabelle Bugans, but McNinety's with a shot. We're supposed to have the physicality on these guys. Slow-mo. That one goes over. Mark Bench can't quite come up with it. Ma Fulton shot from the wall. And Bugans is going to play it down and then use the magnet. Never mind. Brodeur gets on it. Well, Brodeur gets on it. And it's a 3-2 affair. Let's win the face-offs here, boys. Things that we can control. How about that? McNinety's just bangs it home on the slow-mo. Allows me to manipulate the aim even more superiorly. McNinety's had a man draped all over him. Bugans comes up with it. Mark Bench on the backhand. The go-ahead goal by Mr. Mark Bench. Here we go. Ricky Kirby, let's set it up again. And for some reason, Clarabelle Bugans keeps getting targeted by that pass. Through the slot. McNinety's, though. The shots. Another shot by McNinety's. He's been very defensive in the previous runs we've done, but we're trying to unlock the offense. Castellet with the shot. Throws it through the crease. Little centering pass action. Nothing, and McNinety's comes up empty as well. Ricky Kirby banging bodies in slow-mo. Castellet drills Ma Fulton in slow-mo, and how about the magnet right there? Doing great things to throw off that breakaway shot by Fulton. All right, Castellet comes up with it. Feeds it up to McNinety's, who loses it. Got the magnet ready to unfurl, and you bet, Clarabelle Bugans, great job. All right, McNinety's down to Kirby with a quick shot. Just a snapshot. McNinety's, how about that? Doesn't miss. With authority. Let's smash that goal button, you bet. Way to fight that out by the Butcher. Kirby comes up with it on the backhand pass to Castellet. Moving back through, we got numbers and speed. Castellet with the shot. Man's been a little more offensive than maybe he should, but It's working out, I guess. Big blast there from the half wall. And Mark Bench coming back the other way. Feeds it up to Boogans, who's got some space. Mark Bench back to Boogans, and you absolutely bet. Sometimes it's just that one extra pass. In a game where we were down. Goes greatly in our favor in the second period. It's our period. Big shot there by McNineties to end the second period. As Brodeur simply just holds on to it. A 3-goal advantage. Good guys. What did we score? Like 5? Something like that. Oh, that was a beautiful period. And we'll take it. 6 goals to 3. 23 shots to 16. Dominating time on attack now. The second period was certainly our period. Kind of found our identity against these guys. And really, it's all about using my special skills. Slo-mo, magnet, and there, of course, is the wet towel. And not to mention just getting the Butcher some support, right? Try to get that extra pass to Boogans. Great stick there by Castellet, and great job by McNineties, laying him down. Let's go. McNineties with a shot. Glove side on Brodeur. Clarabelle Boogans. Found a little bit of space in the crease, but not nearly enough. Let's see what Ricky Kirby can do. Carrying the puck up the ice. How about that, Boogans with that magnet? And stick throw there by Brodeur. How dare you throw your stick at me, man. Great defense. Great defense, boys. Way to gain possession of it. And here we go, Ricky Kirby. McNineties with a man draped all over him, and excellent glove save there by Brodeur. Who would have thought? The Hall of Famer is a good goaltender. Who would have thought? Ricky Kirby. Trying to play a little dump and chase, I suppose. Great magnet, man. Great magnet. Clarabelle Boogans on the backhand. Nothing. Brodeur. I'm going to take his stick with him. Or with me. Another just disruptive magnet, man. Little give and go. Mark Bench. Let's get it down to Kirby. Never mind. Nothing. Comes up empty. Poor positioning. Ma Fulton coming through. One of the Fulton brothers taking a shot. And Clarabelle Boogans just can't quite get it done. That one's down on the wall. Castellet comes up with it. And here we go. To Kirby. Mark Bench with a shot. Can't quite best the Hall of Famer. And it's going back the other way. Magnet comes a little bit too late, but Castellet comes up with it. Let's deke this thing. All right, he loses it on the wall. McNineties. But he gets it in the neutral zone, gets it back. And Ma Fulton. All right, Kirby throws it off the wall in slow motion. Poor pass. Really poor pass, but the Butcher says not today, and here we go. Act 2, here we come. On the rebound, Mark Bench misses. And Ricky Kirby with a critical shot from the side of the nets. I mean, why not? Craziness. But good job. Good all-around team victory there. Hey, what's up, Vorpal Snack? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. 6 to 3. 30 shots to 21. We really just cranked it on. And the magnet usage is key. Like, it can really do a lot of good things for me. Can he boost when skating in the same direction for 1.75 seconds? Otherwise, you do have springboard. Instantly get up after a knockout. I want to hook up Angus McNineties. I mean, getting a boost. I'm going to have springboard on him, so he's always up, ready to go. He's physical, and he's part of our offense. Well, he is the offense. Coach's Corner, the skits. Something real good. 30 overall in the last 30 seconds of every period. I mean, that's pretty darn good. 5 speed, every shot on goal, reset on goal. You got to take this. Well, I could go to the Blade Master. We could get some upgrades. There's another Blade Master right there. Team training. We have a speed upgrade. But what could this conceivably be? Express delivery, it could be last minute. Maybe even the missing toe. Tough to not take the speed upgrade. Slo-mo's already level 2. Magnet is not. Inflated ego is level 2. Let's go speed. Angus McNindies. You absolutely bet, man. And in versus the Shooting Stars. Been facing them in all these runs so far. The Stars. Marty McTwist with a minus 20 overall. That's right, Marty. Get wrecked. All right, that one gets a member of the Shooting Stars and puts him out. Mark Bench getting into a defensive position. That's good. We've got to be a little more responsible with that. Ricky Kirby. Big blast there by McNindies. Can't quite get it to go. And then he decks the ref for waving off his score. All right, Mark Bench right in the slot in. Not really sure how that happens. Selcho Bob, though, bangs one home. McNindies with the big blast right there, but... And somehow the magnets by Clarabelle Boogans. Can't come up with it, but actually ends up doing it. And here we go. Mark Bench with the shots. Not the best angle to score from. Selcho Bob gets wrecked. And here we go. Mark Bench up to Kirby. Kirby to Boogans. Boogans to Castellet. How about that? Maurice Castellet. He's not known for his offense. I think he's got like 8 accuracy and 8 shot power. But when called upon, how about that? With authority, Angus McNindies gets his 1 goal to ensure that his ego continues to inflate, I suppose. And McNindies, the scoring train is beginning. It's just a rolling. On the backhand, and that beats him. How about this? We got, what, 4 quick goals. And of course, the uncheckable Shooting Stars. The puck goes back all the way down the ice. McNindies gets it, and we got a one-on-one opportunity here. And it gets poke-checked off the stick. That's brutal. Castellet is stickless suddenly. And here we go. Kirby finds it. Fighting off a tornado. He's got a little typhoon coming his way. To Castellet in the slots. It was a good opportunity. Just didn't execute. All right, here we go. Kirby. Clarabelle Boogans. Blocker save. By the Stars goaltender. Back the other way comes Selcho Bob, McTwist and company. And the McNindies with the shot to end the period. But a scoring frenzy. A flurry. McNindies. 3 goals. In probably about 10 seconds, it seemed. We're doubling them up on attack. More shots. Keep playing this game. And we'll be moving on real quick. Clarabelle Boogans with the big blast. Back down behind the nets to Kirby. And Mark Bench with just great body positioning. In open ice. Saves a pretty solid scoring opportunity. Here we go. Boogans. Up to Kirby. Up to McNindies. And he was waiting for Kirby to get in the spot, but he just got banged around. Castellet to Boogans. Tries to set her up for the one-timer. Nothing. Kirby. How about that? Almost. Selcho Bob loses it. And then Mark Bench. What are you doing, Mark Bench? All right, here we go. Castellet. McNindies with a fierce shot. Down low to Castellet. Nothing. Boogans deploys the magnets. McNindies on the backhand misses it all. And we're going back the other way in a pretty frenetic game so far. All right, Bench. Up to Boogans. Tries to will it in. Nothing. The magnet stymies the puck. And here we go. Shooting Stars coming back the other way. Selcho Bob. Lost my stick. Okay, so they must take your stick from you. Mark Bench gets it. Through the slot to Ricky Kirby. A good shot, but not quite enough. Timmy Spinelli gets absolutely decked. And all the way up, Mick90s with the deke. Puts him out of position, unfortunately. Come on, boys. We got to pursue the puck, right? It's not going to just be given to us. We got to pursue it. Mick90s gets in just a little bit too deep and misses it all. But the Magnets messes with the trajectory of the puck, and that's all she wrote. We're moving on. Good game. Pretty convincing game. I think we played pretty well overall, using our skills. I mean, this team is all about using skills and using them well. 18 shots to 9. Minute 06 on attack. 4 goals is all she wrote. And, of course, got Angus Mick90s. Now we have Grease. Rebounds have 20% higher chance of being critical. We have Trick Shot. Shots will move up and down. Level 2. Passing rule gain immunity for 0.5 seconds after receiving a pass. So think about what we are currently doing. How are we scoring goals? It's right in the slot, enabled by slo-mo. Mick90s is large enough to shake off any check that might come his way. But immunity for 0.5 seconds after receiving a pass. I don't really use Trick Shot too often. But if it's anything like Curve Shot, it should result in more goals. So I think we'll take Trick Shot level 2 on Mick90s. And the Chaos upgrade for Mr. Mark Bench. Unstable. Gain 60 speed. Any contact knocks you out. I mean, Glass Cannon. It's a way for him to, I guess, add some value. Maybe. Occasionally. I think he's a blue liner anyways. Yeah, he is. Yeah, on the infrequent time that he actually shoots. Let's take... I think we can probably take a team training. Target speed. All right, we get plus 10 speed, checking shot power as well. Let's go speed. Got to be a faster team out there. I mean, pretty good. Our lowest speed is 52, so could be much worse. Mick90s, sporting some good stats. And in versus the grappling hook enthusiasts, Mr. Buckhurst, Frankfurter, Torte, and so forth. Let's go, boys. Let's play our game. Sasha Torte is the one afflicted by the busted toe. And how about that? Let's get the scoring parade started with the slo-mo. Maybe the trick shot had something to do with that. Maybe not. All right, Mark Bench. Boogans. Up to Mick90s. And it somehow ends up behind the goal. That's hard to imagine how that even happened. Big blast there by Mick90s. Little friendly fire. That's okay. Mark Bench looking for his maybe first shot of the campaign. Maybe. That's right. Mick90 stonewalls him. And the sturdy body of Castellet on the backhand. Just a really weak shot. All right. Magnet trajectory. Takes that one off. And, you know, we're just standing here. Like, the puck is coming right by us. We're just standing there. Nobody's pursuing the puck. That's a big problem. Mick90's on the backhand. And that one leaks through. You love to see that. Angus Mick90's. A great offensive showing so far. And that one misses. Gets it all and then in tights. The rebound opportunity, nothing. And Mick90s breaks his stick. Perhaps in fury. But he comes up with it on the boards. And here we go. Ricky Kirby was the recipient of that pass. He didn't receive it, of course, but that was the intention. Up to Boogans. In tight. Another shot by Boogans. Through some traffic. Nothing. Frankfurter coming back the other way. Frankfurter gets decked on the walls, and the Butcher. Glove save. Fights it off. Kirby. Castellet with a malazing weak shot. But, I mean, he's living in the slot now. Clarabelle Boogans. Lays a couple of Mountaineers down in the process. And the Butcher fights that one off on the back end. Magnet brings it to Kirby, who's coming all the way up the ice with it. And he's got Mick90s. Big blast there, and Mick90s gets it done. Boogans is got some serious speed and a propensity for the critical strike as well. A pretty good and dominant showing by the good guys. 3-0 after 1. Boogans just gets in the way and frees up that puck. Great job. Has a streaking Ricky Kirby. Boogans with a blast and a sliding save by the goaltender. You gotta appreciate the will to win. And Mick90s. It's just in a board scrum. Tries to flip it back to him through traffic. Nothing, and here we go. All right, Mick90s coming with some speed. He's gonna deke this. Big blast there by Mick90s. And again, it's all the way back up the ice. This has been happening a lot in this one. So let's hit Ricky Kirby with that slow-mo. You can see Ricky Kirby get wrecked in slow-mo, and then Castellet just claiming a soul in slow-mo as well. Frankfurter gets loose. Gets a shot on goal, and Clarabelle Boogans with a great deal of speed coming back the other way. Throws it to Kirby. To Boogans. You bet. Good job, Clarabelle Boogans. The game-winning goal. And the mercy rule applied. 4-0. Mountaineers absolutely punchless. No answer. Get propelled when passing. Gain 25 overall in period 3. After the opponent's score, get enraged. I mean, you got to take this. It's going to help us out against the cultists, you would think, who are up next. Let's take a Ricky Kirby player training, and let's see what we can do for our boy Ricky Kirby. Accuracy checking. Let's go speed, I suppose. And in versus the cultists. Yeah, Boogans is going crazy, man. Boogans has 91 speed, the most on the team. And we're going to need a lot out of Mick90s. And the Kirby connection with that slow-mo. We need it this time. I think the cultists are going to be a lot more challenging this go-around. Castellet with the shot. Big blast there by Mick90s. Can't come up with the rebound. And then they try to centering pass like right up through the slot. Just dangerous and brutal play. And yeah, morphs into Rory. And then just checks everybody and bangs it home. Big shot there by Mick90s. It just barely stays out. Just barely. Butcher fights that one off, and it's on the doorstep. Got shots coming through, and then a critical rebound. It's just nothing I can do about it. I mean, good thing it's early here, but their pressure in front of the net is brutal. Ricky Kirby with the shot, but that goes offline and not a bounce. Feeds it up to Ricky Kirby, who is frogged and, of course, can't use slow-mo as a result. All right, swift pass there by Kelly Jelly, and back the other way we find ourselves going. All right, the Butcher. Rory McShaggy. Just got no answer for him. Big blast there by Clarabelle Boogans, though. Gets us on the board and halves the lead effectively of the dirty, dirty cultists. And he just gets stonewalled in real time. Slow-mo. And then a real dangerous play on the Butcher, who's got to be real good in this one. He's got to be real good. Butcher, you gotta stop giving up rebounds, man. Dive on it if you have to. Just jump on it if you have to. Big blast there by Mick90s. And here we go. Just a juicy, juicy rebound given up by the Butcher, man. He's making me real nervous. But Boogans coming in with a great deal of speed. Gets it done, and the equalizer. Clarabelle Boogans shows a great time to wake up. That one gets... Wow. It's actually kind of crazy what happened with that one. It rattled off Rory McShaggy. And then just barely stayed out. Castellet with the shot. Jealous easily captures that one. And the rebound. Wow, incredible. Ricky Kirby with the shot to end the first period. A very eventful and high-flying one, except for it's 18 shots to 9, which is not good. But it does mean that the Butcher is perhaps playing well. I mean, a decent goals against average, I suppose, in the first period. They're fighting off 18 shots. Well, 16 shots. It's kind of scary, though. I mean, I don't have an answer. Again, I don't have an answer. A physical answer for Dord or McShaggy. I just don't. Bugans with a shot, though, and the go-ahead goal. That's slow-mo. It's nice. And Rory McShaggy says, yeah, enough of that play. I watched the scouting reports. Know what you guys like to do. McNinety's with a shot through traffic. And Jealous comes up with the save. Back the other way comes the evil incarnate of Kelvin Dord. And just like that, the equalizer for them. They make it look effortless. But McNinety's gets on the board, lights the lamp. And again, the go-ahead goal is enabled by that slow-mo. It's a thing of beauty. McNinety's with a shot in the crease. Or in the slots, more like. Castellet with a shot. And back the other way come the Dirty Cultists. Just scoring at will. Nothing we can do about it in the slightest. McNinety's dumps Kelly Jelly. And here comes the rush back the other way with their, just high-octane units that are impossible to counter. I don't want Castellet taking shots here, man. Big blast there by McNinety's on the slow-mo. Dord gets dumped by McNinety's, who comes through the crease. Shoots it wide and just misses a couple of pretty grade 8 shots right there. Kelly Jelly gets it poke-checked off her stick and back down the ice it goes. Magnetism not strong enough. And Captain Colt, Rory McShaggy to Kelvin Dord, looking to get loose behind me. And he pretty much does. The Butcher with the sliding save. Gets it in. What do you know? Goes through like 5 players. And in the back of the net, the weak shot of Kelly Jelly. Go-ahead goal for them. McNinety's, though, says, all right, you want to shoot out? Let's go. All right, Butcher smartly grabs that one because, man, we just weren't getting it. McNinety's with a blast coming through. All right, great save by the Butcher. Great save by the Butcher. And Mark Bench coming back the other way. Feeds it down, and McNinety's. It was either him or Kirby. No, it was Kirby. But he gets it done. The go-ahead goal here. Late in the second. Clarabelle Bugans, how about that, man? Let's hit it. You bet. Clarabelle Bugans on the backhand. Misses it all. And Castellet finds the puck and then gets stonewalled by Rory McShaggy, of course, man. Who else? All right, Butcher just gobbles that one up in slow-mo. And McNinety's. Do we go for more, or should we maybe settle it down a little bit? Clarabelle Bugans in the slot. Great scoring opportunity. And Ricky Kirby finds it on his stick to end the second period. This one's a dogfight, folks. 7-5. 28 shots to 25. We do lead in time on attack, but, man, they can just seemingly score at will. And you saw it all game long. Third period, we should have some fireworks. Let's go. All right, McNinety's dumps them in. Here we go, McNinety's. How about that? McNinety's with the deke, with the blast. A thing of beauty. And Bugans. I mean, guys, just get the puck. Like it was right there for you. Mark Bench throws it to the Butcher. Dangerous pass. Slow-mo doesn't really do what I needed it to do, but Mark Bench hits Kirby, and here we go. Clarabelle Bugans throws a shot on net. Then uses the power of magnetism to get it back. Mark Bench with a broken stick. How about that? Kelly Jelly gets wrecked in slow-mo. All right, good job, Butcher. Way to fight that one off. And here we go. All right, so he takes a couple of body checks. Can he get it, though? He does. He makes a recovery, and he gets it. And Mick90s with a shot right from the slot. It's a great scoring place. Castellet just throws it on net. And Mick90s with a shot. Again, just possessing the puck here. Mick90s with another blast. Castellet just playing his best defense behind the net. In the offensive zone. Castellet just keeps possessing this thing. Mick90s. I mean, you bet. How many shots did we get in that sequence? Like 10? Clarabelle Bugans through some traffic. Obviously, we wanted that one to go to Mick90s, but that's okay. We got a commanding 4-goal lead. As Kelly Jelly once again finds out. Castellet comes up with it. The big sturdy body of Castellet. Clarabelle Bugans not really known for her accuracy. Unfurls a shot, and we're looking for our 10th goal. After a very tight game, I think weren't we down 2 goals? Yeah, we were. Clarabelle Bugans with a shot. Throws it back to seemingly nobody. Mark Bench chasing after it. And here we go. One more rush. Let's see if we can stymie these guys. Clarabelle Bugans. Can't quite even get the rebound, man. And Jealous is just going to lay on it. And here we go. Offensive zone face-off. Mick90s. That's right. And that's all she wrote. Just mercied the cultist, man. "44 shots. The offense woke up. Doubled them up. Time on attack. You don't often see such efficiency against the cultists. They're a tough team to play against. So what do we have? We have wild shots. We have red marker talents. Plus 20 overall stats when playing as a center. Plus 2 overall when knocked out when I am knocked out. Oh, let's give this to Mick90s. He's our center after all. Strong relic. Shrink the opposing team. For each game, your first 3 shots are 50% stronger. The start of the game frees one of the opponent's relics. Shrink the I think it makes them more agile and just tougher to pick up. Let's go with this. And then we have the Blade Master into the Princess. Or we have a Mick90s training opportunity into the Tycoons. Now, if I look at the balance of my skills, this Magnet, it would be great to get at level 2. That's one thing I'm looking to upgrade. This is already level 2. I'm not sure what a level 2 Deke looks like. Last minute, that would be a good one to get upgraded. But we're also leaving a player training on the board for Mick90s, who's sporting almost 100s across the board, which is great. A 107 overall player. Definitely the team. The offense, the offense was like, we can do better than that, boys. I think we'll take the Mick90s training. If it was another player, I would consider something else, and we're forced to face Team Canada, which I don't like that team, man. They're tough. Let's get plus 15 accuracy. He is now a true 4-100 stat player. Terrific. And in versus the Tycoons. I think their big line is going to give us some trouble. Their little line, we can probably rumble against them a little bit. All right, Mick90s comes up with it. In the crease of the Butcher, and Kirby's got to unload that quickly. Mark Bench with a critical shot, and then Clarabelle Bugans with a follow-up critical shot as well. All right, Mick90s. Big blast there by Mick90s. Great stick there by Bugans. We're going to find Kirby here. And just throws it right to him. Just throws it right to him. Right, good magnets. And then Bugans just finds out. All right, Butcher fights that one off. It's going to stay behind the nets, and Mick90s corrals it. And here we go. with some speed. A great deal of speed. And Boogans gets absolutely dumped in slow-mo. Right, McNindy's up to Castellet. Over to Boogans. And Castellet gets decked trying to set up a shot. You tell me that we can't throw bodies with any of these guys. It seems unlikely, but I don't think we can. Bottom line, the shot, a juicy rebound. And the Butcher is standing on his head in this one. All right, slow-mo procs off, and we just got to reset. We got to set it up again. And Ricky Kirby films himself getting dumped in real time, and Castellet with the shot. Haven't really had much space in this one. Great stick there. McNindy's plays it from the boards. Nothing, and here they come with, what, 3 numbers? Yeah. McNindy's with the shots. Goes wide. Clarabelle Boogans tries to clean it up and simply just cannot do it. All right, so we find ourselves down 2. McNindy's with a blast. Juicy rebound, and that's it. We're down 2, boys. We're down 2. We're down 2 on 8 shots. Their large line is just so tough to deal with. Especially when you don't win the freaking face-off. All right, here we go. Ricky Kirby with speed and numbers. Clarabelle Boogans just can't quite get it. But that was our best scoring opportunity yet. Here we go. Castellet back the other way with some speed. Cross the ice to McNindy's, who probably should have passed it off. Big blast there by McNindy's. McNindy's tries it, man. He tried it. He tried it. All right, here we go. Kirby. McNindy's. How about that? Halves the lead. We got 1:14 to go. And now we got their small line in. Definitely more manageable. All right, let's go. Ricky Kirby. And Boogans misses the mark. Kirby tried to feed it down low. And here they come with some numbers and speed. Castellet coming back the other way. Mark Bench. Clarabelle Boogans misses it all. Back to Kirby. Up to McNindy's. Oh, come on, guys. Get that puck, Kirby. Get it. Good job. And then you threw it right to him. All right, good job, Castellet. But you got to work on getting the puck after you jar it loose, man. Ricky Kirby coming in with a ton of speed. Can't quite unfurl the one-timer. Castellet from the blue line. Not the intended pass target, and if this one gets home, we're in big trouble here. McNindy's. How about that? The great equalizer, McNindy's. In the waning seconds of regulation. Clarabelle Boogans. And that's all she wrote. It's going to OT. Incredible, incredible comeback. 19 shots to 16. Just 2 hits, though. Gotta be better. Let's bang one home, and let's get out of here in one piece. Let's go. They've got their imposing big line out there. Mark Bench with a blast. It's a critical one. All right, back up the ice. Let's go, boys. Good stick. Big blast lays us all down, and McNindy's has nowhere to go with it. He was completely trapped. But coming with a great deal of speed was Clarabelle Boogans. And we got to make a recovery. Big blast there. Castellet comes up with it. Let's go. Boogans. How about that? Clarabelle Boogans gets it done with the ad and everything. I'm not sure where that shot went. I think it went wide left, but absolutely fantastic. And you know what that means. Bam. Goal. So clutch. Yeah, Barry bottom line scares it. Yeah, he might be the most insane player in this game. He's just only used half the time, right? I can't believe we got it done against their big squad, though. 37 hits. We're going to be licking our wounds and moving on. Let's go. Huge win. So, +5 speed. I mean, we got, what, but one more game to play. Rebounds have a 20% higher chance of being critical or X-ray shot. Shots will go through players. I think you take X-ray shot. And you give it to Mc90s. Sometimes he's got a player draped all over him when he's in his slot position. And a Chaos upgrade for Clarabelle Boogans. Gain 30 speed, can't increase speed anymore. That's completely fine. Accuracy training or a Castellet upgrade. I mean, he is. Castellet is. He's sneaky good on defense, right? He's got high checking. And he's also large. So maybe I can make him XL. Increase size, yeah. Dragon Shout, Howitzer level 2, split personality. Yeah, mixed Shatterface, yeah. He has the prod ability and can injure 2 players per game. Yeah, prod is a great ability. Really is. Especially if you target them specifically. Right, target their best player and just poke their eyes out. Alright, so, I mean, we've had a pretty successful campaign so far. Slo-mo working for us. You know, Deke has resulted in a couple of goals. Boogans in that magnet is great. Just using it pretty good. We got good stats. We're anchored by Mc90s. We have Team Canada yet again, though. Now, these guys will jump out early on you. And then they're really, really hard to score goals against. Maybe Slo-mo is the way. We're going to find out. Let's go. All right, MP Pucklin is nerfed. Missing that toe. That's good news for us. Big blast there, and what do you know? Of course he fights it off. And Castellet, the very large Castellet. All right, so you're frogged. Castellet with the critical shot. Mc90s with a blast in the slot. And it's just rattling around. Castellet is trying to will it in. Can't quite do it. And let's toggle Castellet while we're at it. All right, big blast there. Fought up by the Butcher. And Pucklin gets dumped. And here we go. Bench. Back the other way. Of course, they are enraged, so all their checks get home, right? All of them. All right, I see what this team's cooking with. Enraged is brutal. All right, let's go. Oh, come on, man. You didn't swipe that for me. Castellet, swipe it back. Mc90s with a shot from the slot. Nothing. So they have the buff when your player gets checked. Enrage everybody. Clarabelle Boogans, that was not intended for you. It wasn't. All right, Castellet gets physical. And the Butcher gobbles this one up. And back the other way we find ourselves. Let's go, Mc90s. Castellet, the shot in tight. And how about that? Castellet lights the lamp. You love to see it. First goal of the game against a very hot goaltender that is very hard to stop. Christopher Hadfreeze gets wrecked in the defensive zone, and Ricky Kirby also gets wrecked. Who'd have thought? All right, so broken sticks. Mc90s forces one up. Nothing. Butcher fights that one off. Castellet comes up with it. And I'm so happy to have him. How about that? Ricky Kirby coming in with a great deal of speed. Mc90s wins the board battle. And Ricky Kirby with another blast. This goaltender just can't be beat, really. Very, very hard guy to beat. But we did once. Castellet, the unlikely hero so far. All right, we got to play defense. We got to play conservative. I do not trust my ability to beat this goaltender regularly like we have to essentially all other goaltenders. So I got to be careful. We got to be careful. And can Mc90s, like, no longer be frogged, please? That would be cool. All right, Mark Bench is going to outpace her. Grab the puck on the boards. And here we go. Let's settle it down. Pass it around if we have to. All right, Castellet plays it down. It goes to the goaltender, but goaltender throws it on my end of the ice. So here we go. Castellet to Kirby. To Bugans. To Mc90s. You absolutely bet. That's a huge, huge goal. It is. That's a huge goal. Mc90s had a player draped all over him. And you see what they do in slow-mo there to disrupt your shot. All right, great save there by Mc90s, who then gives it up. Bunch of players. Bench finds it in the crease, and we are lucky. We're very, very lucky. How about that? Clarabelle Bugans. Too much speed. Mc90s. He says, I'm not done yet. Sick of this team always beating me. All right, here we go. Mc90s back down to Castellet. The malazing shots. It's almost like this team, you don't want to check them. Because then they all get enraged. And then they can effectively check you. So it's an interesting strategy to take checking out of your portfolio for victory. And what do you know? We blow out Team Canada after losing to them in the last run. Win by mercy. 19 shots, 4 goals. You love to see it. A thing of beauty. Carrot on a stick. Enrage a player when triggering an ability. The referee will try to block the opponent's shots. That is funny. Enrage a player. Part of the play. Let's do the referee. I want to see him blocking shots. Mark Bench upgrade. Or do we go with a Castellet Chaos upgrade? Just roll the dice. Let's see what we can get. Glass Cannon level 2. 70%. Gain 30 checking. Can't increase checking anymore. Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. And in versus the golfers. Let's see if we can wrap this one up. You absolutely bet. Let's do it, golfers. Can this team do it? I mean, we're really centered around strong skills and the effective use of said skills. And then, of course, a super player in Mc90s, who just lit the lamp as enabled by the slow-mo. Mr. Mc90s is an absolute monster out there. All right, good job by Ricky Kirby. Mark Bench coming back through. Clarabelle Bugans gets hit with the stick throw and then throws it up on the boards. Interesting spot for the golf ball. And here we go. Clarabelle Bugans. Saucer pass along, and Clarabelle Bugans, too much speed. Just buries it. Bangs it home. Whoops. Pressed the wrong button there. Well, you can watch Castellet turn him into roadkill in real time. And juicy rebound by the Butcher. Wedge whacker finishes. Big blast there by Mc90s. It's fun watching that crit proc off in slow-mo. It is. Butcher fights that one off. And here we go. Back the other way. Clarabelle Bugans hits on Mc90s, who's in a great spot to score. Nothing. And back the other way. Come the golfers. All right, so Mc90s in the right spot there. Yeah, what? You want to throw bodies? Well, that's why we got Mr. Maurice Castellet, and Mc90s gets it done. He's just been so good all run long. All right, Ricky Kirby, let's set something up here. To Mc90s, who gets it on his stick. He's looking for a body to pass it to. Said he gets up close, and nothing. Comes up empty. Pumpernickel just beats the Butcher in slow motion. And yeah, it's going to be another one of them shootout games where there's just no defense to speak of. Mc90s tries getting close with the deke. And all the way back down the ice, the golf ball goes. Great stick there. Castellet. Here we go. Castellet. Castellet in all inside. And this guy's going to he's going to end up having more goals than you even think. And Mc90s. That's an unfortunate shot by the stick throw there. Mc90s, though, gets up, recovers, makes a decent recovery, and Lease unfurls a shot on goal. Got a 2-goal advantage here. Stay alive here, boys. Good job, Mark Bench. In the slot. Cleans up the mess. And Mc90s was in a great scoring position. But what happened to that one? Butcher, though, one-on-one against their best player, makes the save. And it's a vital save. Here we go. Clarabelle Boogans misses it all. Right into the glove of the goaltender, and that's how a very eventful first period wraps up. A 2-goal advantage. I mean, that can be like it's a fleeting advantage, right? Against this team, they can score in bunches. So we just got to keep scoring goals, man. I'm not going to rest on my laurels, is what I'm trying to say. We're going to try to. How about that? Mc90s, a beautiful saucer pass in slow-mo. You saw it happen there, and that's what you have to do to get over the sand trap. Clarabelle Boogans in the crossfire of about 3 stick throws. And Ricky Kirby looking for a little bit of love. Bam, right there. Castellet with the stone wall. And the Butcher fights it off at the other end of the ice or sand trap or whatever you want to call it. Fairway. Castellet is going to throw it to the corner. Just to slow things down a little bit. And here we go. We got Ricky Kirby dodging stick throws. And Mc90s just can't quite handle the pass. But he gets physical just a bit. And Pumpernickel gets it poked off the stick. And it's right there in front of the net. In the sand trap. And the Butcher fights it off again. All right, huge. Just a huge turnover. You can't have that and be a serious hockey team here, boys. Ricky Kirby gets it. Throws it by way of the backhand on the net. Nothing. He's going to slow it down so we can maybe get in a better position. And here we go. Bench. And Boogans is going to swipe it with the magnet. You love to see it. And Kirby is subject to the stick throw. It's not good. Bench, though, comes up with it on a great poke check. Castellet. Mc90s with a shot and a sliding save by the goaltender. That should have been number 6. It should have been. All right, it's loose behind the net. Castellet has something to say about it, and let's go. How about that? Mc90s continues to assert his dominance. A true 5-tool player. He can do it all. He can check. He can score. He's fast. He's got good passing. He's got a great skill set. The man is on fire. So Mc90s hits Bench. Bench avoids a stick throw and tries to hit Kirby in the slot. Not much happening there as, you know, the terrain is rough. Pumpernickel gets decked by Mc90s. And then somehow Wedge Whacker gets it between like 3 of my players. Kirby gets sent into the Shadow Realm. And Bench coming back the other way. Here we go. Mc90s to Kirby. Big blast there by Mc90s as enabled by the slow-mo. All right. Beautiful stuff, man. You just love to see it. Mc90s, I mean, the man can't be stopped with goal and number 6 in the afternoon. Kirby opts to shoot it. How about this? Got a rebound there. It's left wide open. And Pam Pumpernickel tries to redirect to end the second period, but it's a 6-goal advantage, 2-8, 23 shots to 15. Look at that time on attack. Pretty much triple them up. Yes. Yeah. So, Javi's got it. What's up, Damone? Good to see you, man. Great to see you, brother. Yeah, so basically, you are always, like, whoever has the puck on your team, of course, you are always in control of them, okay? So, obviously, you change which player you're using often, and then I can press the circle button right here to change the player I'm controlling. I have it set to, I think it's closest player to the puck, right? So what I try to do is cycle to a guy that can check or a guy that can block shots in front of the net. 3 block shots right there. That's a money stat. We got McNineties taking the draw. Let's go. All right, here we go. McNineties. Way to stymie that one in. Ricky Kirby. He's got Clarabelle Bugans. Insights, and I didn't see that one go in the glove. But it must have because it stays out, and here we go. McNineties starting to throw the body here in period number 3. He's had enough of these dirty golfers, and Mark Bench. Great job getting to the right spot there and controlling that, well, golf ball. I was about to say puck, golf ball. And Pam Pumpernickel is free. Oh, that's right. I forgot. He's blocking shots for me. That's right. I forgot. Did you see that? He was about to take a golf ball to the face. That's hilarious, man. Mark Bench. All right, just going to play it up, I guess. I was trying to pass it, actually, but I guess we'll just play it up. All right, great job. Great stick by Ricky Kirby. Coming back through Ricky Kirby. Here we go. Mark Bench with a blast. Then gets his own rebound. Broken stick, and back the other way it comes. The golfers, never mind. The sturdy body of Maurice Castellet gets it in. McNineties is going to deke directly into Driver, the goaltender, who trips him up. Mark Bench, too much speed. I mean, we got a lot of team speed here. Pam Pumpernickel just doesn't have what it takes, it seems like today, to really combat us. McNineties with a huge blast. Kirby with the blast. Bench coming back through, and let's get on defense here, boys. Yep, good job. Bugans comes up with the loose ball, and here we go. Ricky Kirby throws on the slow-mo. McNineties with a blast. How about that? Gets his rebound, and bangs it home, bottom left. Goes short side and then wide side on the rebound. It's a thing of beauty, and what do you know? I think it's like his 7th goal. So let's hit this. Bam. Bugans with some space. McNineties can't quite clean up the rebound, and back we find ourselves. Gilman. Man, our sticks are good in this 3rd period here, boys. Like, great sticks. Wedge Whacker can't get it done on the doorstep. And Castellet. This guy has more goals than you think. And we're going to take a look at his stats. Post-run, we'll take a look at his stats, and you'll be shocked as to how little offensive stats he actually has. He is like your straight-up defensive defenseman. Like that's what he is. Here we go. One more goal. McNineties. Sliding save. Ricky Kirby. Just chopping at it. McNineties on the backhand, and that is how that one wraps up. We did it, boys. We did it. That's right. Goal! 2 goals to 10 goals, 39 shots, 18 hits to 50. Of course, a stick throw counts as a hit. We did it quite good on time on attack, 50% better than they did. Better passing, good passing percentage, 5 block shots, 1 interception, and 13 faceoffs won. Always the money stats. You love to see it. 7 goals for Mr. Angus McNineties. Castellet with 2, Bugans with 1. 7 assists for Ricky Kirby. That is, of course, the slow-mo action. You love to see it. So another successful run here, and it's good. Like, these runs are tight, man. It's not easy, right? This game doesn't give you much easy. It really doesn't. So the final stat line, Angus McNineties with 28 goals, 11 assists. We have Clarabelle Bugans with 12 goals. So second in command with the goals, right? The superstar, the McNineties, and then the Bugans the next in command with 12 goals, so really got a lot of production out of those two guys. Maurice Castellet, though, look at this guy for a moment. A purely defensive defenseman, 7 goals, 23 assists, 30 points for Maurice Castellet. And look at his stats, 53 speed, 5 accuracy, 5 shot power, and 101 checking, which is exactly what you want out of your one-way defenseman, right? Your defensive defenseman. But Castellet with a wild 7 goals. I mean, that's crazy to me. Like, kind of the low-key MVP of this run was him, for sure. Ricky Kirby kind of came back, crashing back to earth. Already had 22 goals in the last campaign. He's got 3 here today, but 36 assists with that slo-mo. You love to see that. 39 points, tied for the lead. And then Mark Bench was just kind of a warm body. Warm body. And we didn't have a bench to throw him on, so I guess Mark Bench you can play. Have fun, I guess. But what a run. What a fun team to put together. We went all in on Angus McNineties, and it paid off big time. Great stat line for Mr. McNineties, translated to production on the ice, what you need to be successful. Love to see it. Fantastic.